Hi, it's Linda, and I want to talk with you a few minutes about compassionate mediation to allow you to better understand your relationship and to help you talk about everything. So, what is compassionate mediation? It's a better form of marriage counseling that includes some information about what it would look like if you chose to leave your relationship. And in doing that, it gives you the courage and the confidence to focus more on creating a new and better relationship than the one you want to leave. So, no matter where you are in your relationship right now, if you're unhappy but hope it'll get better, if you're unhappy but feeling stuck, if you're separating or planning a separation, if you're divorcing or in the middle of a divorce, or even if you're past your divorce, talking about all your issues compassionately gives you a new way to relate with your partner or your ex-partner and to restructure your family based on the highest good for all concerned. So no matter what's going on in your relationship right now, you can be the change that you hope to see in the world. You can offer to your partner all the attention, affection, love, and appreciation that you're hoping to get from your partner. So try that first. Try being what it is you would like your partner to be. And then you can talk about everything. You can begin to do an honest appraisal and share it with each other about where you stand on all the issues in your life right now. So you might want to consider, what's the financial burden that each of you share? How are you doing with co-parenting? Have you talked about plans for the future, retirement funds, travel plans, savings? How do you relate to each other? Do you relate compassionately, with empathy and respect? Or is there a different way that you're relating? And is either one of you having an emotional or physical affair? It's time to get honest about it. Sometimes having an affair is just a way to cope with the pain in the relationship. And if you heal the pain in the relationship, the affair ends. There's healing that has to be done after that. But it is possible to come back from an affair and create a brand new relationship together. And what I realize as a therapist, mediator, attorney, is that when I'm working with individuals or couples, I do believe that if the parties were as willing to do as much work on themselves before they got divorced as they'd have to do if they'd got divorced, there'd be a whole lot of intact families. So just consider that whatever going on in your relationship right now, separating or divorcing is not the answer. I mean, it may eventually be the answer, but if you bring your highest and best self and you give your partner what it is that you'd like to have more of, there's a chance that healing can happen and a new and better relationship can be created. So you begin with a dialogue with your partner about everything. And it's helpful if you have someone to facilitate it. So if you have a therapist, mediator, a friend, but somebody who knows compassionate mediation and can help you learn how to compassionately communicate. And what that means is you put down the walls you've built around your heart, you change the filters through which you're judging your partner, and you learn how to connect to your highest and best self. And that means you come from a place inside that's calm, clear, and compassionate. And you don't push aside your feelings and try to manage by ignoring them and then get extreme in certain ways, but you can truly talk about everything from your highest and best self. And as you connect to your best self, you let go of your limiting beliefs and judgments, you unburden pain from the past, and you relate from your heart. And that begins a whole new dialogue. So you can talk about finances. You can talk about what you're spending and what you're thinking of doing and how you're sharing the burden and if you have a budget. But you can learn to talk about it in a way that's empathetic, not judgmental. What about parenting? What are the rules you each have? What are the responsibility and the roles? And what kind of support are you looking for? You need to talk about all of those things so that you can begin to make improvements. And You can even talk about sex. What's going on between the two of you? How do you feel? What do you need? What does your partner need? And in doing counseling for many, many years, I realized that when you're mad at your partner or feeling unloved or unsupported, things change in the bedroom. But if you learn how to come from your highest self and talk about everything so that you can talk with empathy and truly feel heard and understood, it's amazing how quickly sex improves when forgiveness comes in. So allow some forgiveness. Understand that each of you came from a family of origin that affected how you show up in a relationship. And up until now, you've each done the absolute best you could do, considering your upbringing and your level of awareness up until this point. But you can do better. You can learn how to speak from your higher self with empathy for your partner. And you can begin a whole new, different dialogue that captures the best of who you both are and allows you to create something new and different for the future. But there are certain issues that you may have to address. If in your relationship there's addiction, you may have to take some proactive steps for yourself. For instance, you have to realize that you are powerless to change your partner. If there's an addiction, your partner will need to change themselves, but you are powerless. So taking care of yourself, recognizing that there is a higher power, turning your will over to that higher power and taking your own inventory, meaning how are you being judgmental or blaming or critical or holier than thou? And these are the first 4 steps of both AA and Al-Anon and most 12-step programs. So when there's addiction, get help for yourself before you decide what you want to do about your relationship. Now, if there's been an affair, there are things that need to happen to heal from the affair. The party having the affair, emotional, physical, needs to stop it immediately, be willing to be transparent, and be willing to make amends for as long as it takes for their partner to trust them again. On the other hand, the partner who feels wronged has to be willing to take a look at what was going wrong in the relationship before the affair happened and be willing to own their part in the breakdown of communication and also be willing to forgive, because forgiveness can happen, but you have to work at it. So you can forgive and trust again, and you can look at what led up to the affair, but you have to be willing to discuss all of it from your higher self. It takes courage and compassion and the knowledge that wherever your heart is broken, it can be stronger in the broken places. So don't give up, even if there's been an affair. On the other hand, if there's abuse of any kind, it may be time to get out. So emotionally, we can be very hard on our partners and we can heal from an affair. But if you're feeling unsafe, it's time to get out. So begin to find a place where you can go, where you can be safe, because staying in an abusive situation is never helpful. So find a place that's safe and get out. You can come back and dialogue about what changes need to happen, but don't ever let yourself be in jeopardy. So you can heal from an affair. You can deal with an addiction. And if there's physical abuse, get to a safe place, and then you can make your decisions from there. So I wrote the book, Compassionate Mediation, How to Add Passion to Your Marriage or Compassion to Your Divorce. And Richard Schwartz, who's the head of Internal Family Systems, who is the mentor for all that I teach in terms of compassionate communication and compassionate mediation, said that divorce brings out the worst in us and often leaves lasting scars, but that I'm a master at lifting couples out of their narrow protective perspectives. They then learn the larger lessons from their relationships and proceed based on the best interest of all involved. And compassionate mediation is truly relationship healing at its best. So just consider that as you're looking at your relationship, you can find someone in person or online who can lead you through the steps of compassionate mediation, where you connect to your best self, create a compassionate relationship, no matter what form it takes in the future, explore all your options for change, financial, parental, physical, emotional, and then understand your rights and finances, and then finally create the relationship you desire and deserve. So you can be the change you hope to see in the world. As Rumi said, we're not just the drop in the ocean, we're the entire ocean in the drop. So instead of coming at your partner from your ego, your judgment, your blame, begin to see how you can support them and see what needs to happen. And then I would like to support you. So you can either get my book, Compassionate Mediation, How to Add Passion to Your Marriage or Compassion to Your Divorce. You can go to lindakrollbook.com and get a free introduction and a free chapter. You can go to lindakroll.com/RA to get a relationship assessment, and the roadmap will take you through the mediation process. So I just want to give you a chance to join me in the Compassionate Communication group. Ask me any questions that you'd like, and I'd love to be of service. Because remember, you can create a better relationship, and you can get the Compassionate Communication Care Kit at lindakroll.com/CCC, because what you're going to do there is get a self-care kit that gets a guided meditation to help you get to your best self, a video for creating compassionate communication with better relationships. You get a relationship assessment so that you can take stock of your relationship now, and you can get a compassionate mediation roadmap for your own use, or if you're professional, for your use with others. So I look forward to staying connected with you. I look forward to answering any of your questions. And remember, you can make a difference. You can create a better relationship. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Give yourself the gift of forgiveness. Give your partner an opportunity to see your highest and best self, to feel your empathy again, and to create a whole new dialogue. And that new dialogue helps you understand and improve your relationship, because compassionate mediation helps you talk about everything. If you have any questions, send them to me at linda@lindakroll.com, and I look forward to staying connected. Bye for now.